Morning, everyone. It's Wednesday morning around 8:15, and this is your pre-opening comment, and it is video number 386. Again, I remind you, please hit the subscribe button. We really appreciate it. Okay, so we had some news this morning, and we have some more coming. So let's start with what we've got. We had mortgage applications down 3.3%, which is kind of interesting because yesterday's housing starts numbers up 22.5%. And permits up. You would think that there'd be a little bit more demand, but that's the way the number is. And this afternoon, we have the Fed Open Market Committee minutes at 2 o'clock. And we also have a little bit of news that there will be a stimulus vote in the House over the weekend. In market news, we had Asia mixed, and the European markets a little bit better. Japan had a trade balance number that was not terrific. It was down, and we had exports down 19.2%. They were expected to be up 21%, and last month's was up 26%. Their core manufacturing was down 7.6% and was expected to be up 2%. And Hong Kong seems to be closed today on the basis of a fairly major typhoon, and so they're all battened down. Okay, in earnings news, we had Target absolutely blow away numbers. They had, this is clearly the fact that they were able to be open when others were not. And they had tremendous numbers in May, June, July, and so far in August. Sales over that period of time are up 24%. Stock closed yesterday 136.92, has traded as high as 150.33, and the last that I have here is 149.33, which is up a little over 13 or 9%. If you recall, the last earnings that Target had were monumental also, and that was pre-COVID, and that took the stock from the high 80s over 100. Also beating the numbers in spectacular fashion was Lowe's. They beat both top and bottom. The stock had closed 158 yesterday. This one was a little tamer, but up nonetheless. It traded as high as 163, and the last is 160.5, which is up 2.5 or 1.4%. TJX, unfortunately, was closed while Target was open, and they missed top and bottom and gave they pulled further guidance, but their numbers were down in both revenues and earnings, and the stock is currently trading 54.23, and that's down 322 or 5.6%. Gilead had news that they got a response letter from the FDA on one of their drugs. Evidently, it was not a positive. The stock is 65.61, down 345 on that report. Southwest Airlines, LUV, which is up from a recent 33.25 or so just last week, reported that or commented, was not an earnings report, but they commented that they're seeing a little bit better traffic than was expected. The stock is 34.86, and that's up 70 cents. Momenta, MNTA, which not that long ago was a teenager stock, was bought today by J&J. The price tag is about 6.5 billion in cash, and Momenta is currently trading 52.21, up 21.40, or about 69%. So those are the numbers for this morning. Oil is a little bit lower. Excuse me. Supply coming out of Nigeria, who is cheating, seem to be increasing, and there's a lot of disappointment there. However, there's also an OPEC meeting to discuss it. Okay, the chart on the screen is gold. And I want to point out something that I pointed out a couple of times, and that is this moving average. It looked like it was going to cross. This is the 5-day in purple, the 20-day in orange. Looked like it was going to cross. I pointed out that it has done that before in consolidations. Here crossing and then crossing back up, and then coming close to crossing, and then crossing, and then coming back up. So what we have here is we had this really nice rally for a couple of days, and so as you can see, it came right down to it and then turned back up. I mentioned yesterday that these 2 days would be coming off that, and that would give us the ability to move back up in the 5-day. So far we have an inside day. Inside days are generally thought to be inconsequential because we don't make a new high or a new low on the day. I could see actually the gold coming back down into the 1970, 1980 area, but we could just as easily see it come out of the top. If it passes 2025, we would have a higher high. This area is still going to be tough to get through without some very specific news, but we will see how that goes. The oil, as I mentioned, is lower on the cheating. The silver is down 55 cents, pretty much the same situation as the gold in a consolidation here. The coffee is up $2.30. We have that position in JO. So let me show you the chart there. And we broke above yesterday's high. This is an area where I'm probably going to be a seller. Let's see, one more chart, and we will look at the bonds. The dollar is not doing very much. It's actually up 5.6 cents, back to 92.32, up 6.1 now. Volume is light. It did test this 92.15 and held. We would have to see it go back through yesterday's high, which is much higher. But the chart I want to show you is the bonds. We've played these a number of times. It's been a trading range. We were short up here. I haven't gone long, but if we continue to consolidate, or if we came back down a little into the 178, 178.05 area, I would probably be a buyer of the TLT calls. That's long bonds, short interest rates. Up here, we were short bonds, long interest rates. We could come all the way back up to the top of the range, or even the bottom of where we broke from at 181 and change. All right, everyone, have a good day. Be careful out there. Keep your position sizes appropriate, and you won't blow yourself up. And don't forget to subscribe.